crazy ass dreams. Just thought I'd share this one with you guys. It's very interesting. This is the second time I've ever had this dream. It's identical, but I haven't had it in like 15 years. So, I dreamt. I don't know how I got in, but someone invited me into this cult. And of course, like most cults, at first you don't know it's a cult, but I remember thinking in a way I've always wanted to be in a cult. Once I found out, don't know why. Um, But so this place is almost like an meeting. Like you would not know from the outside that it's anything special without any special signage or anything. It's just like a regular building. Very few cars or anything in the parking lot. And so you get into this place, and like I'm carpooling with other people or whatever, and I know I'm followed like by parents or something. Like so, they want to know what the hell we're up to. There's some people following us or whatever, but they don't interrupt or say anything. And granted, how long it was at this place, I guess they didn't care, or maybe something happened to them. Um, so you get into this place, and it's like a big ass square of people. Like there's like 13 people or so to the left and right of me, and in front and back, it's like a big square of people. There's probably like 200 people here, and we're all doing like see if I can hold my phone to do this, like uh making chi balls and doing mudras and stuff, but like without any tutorial, like without any lesson. Nobody's saying anything. um like it's just like you just figure it out or keep up if you can, I guess. And you can feel the energy buzzing in this place. It's crazy. It's like a vibrating, I don't even know how to describe it. Like if you put a neck massager on, it's just this constant buzz in the air. Everything feels so strong, and you eat really good in this place. Um, and I found out, I guess it's speculation really. That we're eating people. The meat made you feel unique, very strong, but it had a unique texture to it. It's like you just knew, like, what animal is this or whatever. But like nobody asked questions. Everybody's just doing stuff. There's no explanations. There's very few words ever exchanged in this place. It's just kind of herd mentality, everybody doing their thing. A few people behind in the movements following other people because, again, there's no explanation. You just keep up if you can. I remember this one lady, and she's like high up in the initiate orders and such, and like she kept making passes at me, like very subtle sexual advances, and eventually I found my way to mating with her. Only she's like dead, like, and I didn't know it, but I mean, like, and during intercourse, like body parts was just like falling off and falling out of her and stuff. Like she had a butt plug and shit. Sorry if this is crazy info, crazy dream. But like when the butt plug was removed, like organs and shit are just fucking falling out. And she tells me I have 40 legions of demons under my control. And so we fast forward, and we're back in the class doing all our movements and making our chi balls and shit. And there's like one of the male leaders had announced that there would be some kind of contest or challenge or whatever, and I immediately ego spoke up, and I'm like, oh, I love a challenge, and I get all excited. So he picked me immediately on that, and then like two or three other people, and he gave me like a fancy cup filled with something in it, and I thought it was alcohol, and I don't really drink, so I don't know if it was just alcohol or if there were other drugs and stuff in it. But again, showing off, I just down that shit. Like I can do things I could never do when I feel that ego, you know. Like so, I just go gone. No, and so then you're feeling pretty good and pretty woo, you know. And they take us to the back room, these contestants, and in the back room, and they put me in handcuffs, and they put others in handcuffs, and they put us in a cage, and they injected this one lady with like something in her neck, and she goes all like limp and shit, and like stops moving. So I guess it's like a paralytic agent. And then like they walked off, right? And then and I'm pretty sure this is like where we get the meat from, that we're the fucking meat. Like and being fed back into the body, into the church of whatever the fuck this place is. And So they left me. I'm in the cage and I'm handcuffed, and I got time to think. And I remembered that that lady told me I had 40 legions of demons in my control. So I tried to summon up the energy of these demons, and I focused on one of the links of the handcuffs and tried to break through them and broke one of the links of the handcuffs, and I got out. And I got out of the cage, and I just joined the rest of the group back in the main room doing the movements and shit. And what was interesting is there's like no penalty for this. I mean, I didn't alert to them, hey, they're like injecting us or nothing like that. I just kind of went back to doing my thing, and nobody was mad. Like, I think that was the goal, to beat this. Like they announced it as a challenge. Another interesting factor was that I guess because this place is so secretive and I don't want people to know how many members they have or something. Like people were being wheeled out in trash bins, but like living people, like and given a tap and then an acknowledgement on whether the coast was clear to get back in the car, or the carpool to leave, and the different vehicles. Because they were literally wheeled out in trash cans, which is pretty wild. I was remember being in there and like waiting, and it's very interesting feeling to be wheeled out, like the trash cans that you would like put out on the curb on trash day, like those big ones where you can tilt it back on two wheels and shit, and it has like the lid that pops up in them, and there's like a dong dong with two thuds, and like you're supposed to get out and just clear and sit, and you can get in the car and go home. I don't know what happened to the parents or whoever followed us here. Um, like there was no sign in that car when I went to leave. But I don't know if that meant that they just had determined that there's nothing wrong here, or if they didn't see us go in the building, or what, or if they were like attacked and added into the food supply. It's just some crazy stuff. I mean, this like the lady that there's like higher ups in this order, but like you wouldn't know it because there's no special cult robes and no unique symbols or anything like that. You only know it because you feel it and because of how they act in relation to other people. So I was, I guess, an initiate in this cult order, learning different crafts, or just having people to practice with. What was most remarkable, I think, was the lack of any lesson plan, the lack of any saying anything. You just simply mirrored your surroundings and tried to keep up. Okay, so I've had this dream twice in my life, and I'm not completely sure what it means, unless it's to be taken kind of literally. That I am working with demons, which is kind of true, um, and that I need to practice and harness more of that, of the legions, as it were, my allies. Otherwise, I really have no interpretation. The closest mundane meaning I could probably describe, or ascribe rather, to it is it could express the desire to want to belong, right? Because I'd said in the dream that I'd always wanted to be in a cult. Um, but since I'm pretty much happy with myself alone, I don't think that that's truly the meaning. Nevertheless, you got to admit, it's a fascinating dream. And I wasn't on any drugs, not even the drugs to help me sleep that I take a lot of the times. And another thing I notice is the longer that you allow yourself a time window to sleep, the more likely you're going to have a very vivid dream experience. And since I don't sleep for many days, when I do sleep, it'll be like 12, 24 hours. Like I'll clock out an entire day and I'll have these vivid ass dreams. Sometimes I'll even choose, because I know I don't sleep well, to keep going back to try to continue the chapter and view more of this dream information. But yeah, so that's what I dreamt. Tell me that shit isn't interesting.